hope you're having a great day and I hope you had a great weekend. Today I want to talk about, again, sleep deprivation and its connection with Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, cancer, diabetes, basically every disease. You see, the sad part of the world, it's no longer about medicine against natural against Ayurveda, none of that. It's about science. There is good science and there is bad science. There is science that gets the limelight, and there is science that exists that never comes into the limelight for reasons because of profitability, selfishness. People don't want people to know certain things. But the connection between sleep deprivation, Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer, low immune systems, autoimmune conditions has existed for years, which makes you wonder, why doesn't the medical world tell you about this? Because most of the doctors, they're not unethical. It's not like they don't want to share it. They're not taught it. They are not shared the latest research. Like right now, I work with oncologists in the US and they know that curcumin and turmeric is great for most cancer patients post their chemotherapy. But yet they say we can't tell our patients to do it, even though it makes sense to us and we know the science, because it's not in our curriculum. Now, we don't want to get into that part of the system. We want to get into action. What do we do? Do we really need science to tell us to sleep better at night? It's absolutely common sense. While the science does exist, sometimes we've got to use common sense. There's a reason why we sleep. And when we're sleep deprived, we know medically and scientifically there's a hormonal imbalance, there is a toxic buildup in the body, there is inflammation, there is a low immune system. Let's get straight into the brain, because today the statistics are really, really scary. The amount of people getting Alzheimer's and dementia, and the expected amount of people to get it, not when you're 80 and 90, but even when you're 50 and 60. And it's happening. Every day, out of what I used to see mostly cancer patients, we have Alzheimer's, we have dementia, and we have Parkinson's. Now, there could be several other reasons that cause this. Poor lifestyle, food, genetics. But sleep deprivation is key. And the reason I'm sharing this today, because today, whatever age you are, and if you don't already have this condition, if you want to prevent it, okay, what your health is going to be 10 years down the line is dependent on what you do today. So you can't say that, oh, today I'm going to be sleep deprived and I'll fix it when I'm 50. It'll be too late, because the brain cells and neurons start to get poisoned and die today. And it's the slow buildup of toxicity in the brain. So when we break down Alzheimer's, what is Alzheimer's? There is a particular protein called the beta amyloid protein. This, like you have plaque that builds up in the arteries of the heart, think of these amyloid proteins as plaque in the brain. In the brain, we have several glial cells that surround your neurons. Your neurons are responsible for electrical transmission in terms of messaging, sensations, feelings, and all of that stuff. So your neurons are super important, as you know that. Now, when these proteins start forming between these neurons, they start to poison these neurons slowly over time. Anyone who has Alzheimer's and dementia didn't just get it. It started 10 to 15 years ago. And that's the whole sad part of science, because medicine tells you there's nothing you can do. There's a lot that you can do. And that's the whole point, because just because there's no medicine doesn't mean that other things don't work, like sleep. So I'm not here to say that if you have Alzheimer's, improving your sleep is going to reverse it. It can't be reversed, sadly, but it can be made better. It can slow down. But there's a double-edged sword of Alzheimer's and dementia, because the point is, these neurons that get damaged with the plaque, they are in certain parts of the brain that also, when they get damaged, they don't allow you to fall into deep sleep. So now it's a double-edged sword. Number one, you got sleep deprivation that's creating a problem. Now it's damaging parts of your brain that doesn't allow you to sleep. So even if you want to try to improve your sleep, you can't, which is why prevention is better than cure. No matter what the world sells you in terms of genetics and DNA and all of that stuff, it's good. But it's about time that people wake up and say, but how do you prevent it? Or what can we do? People are talking about longevity and DNA and stuff. You know, it's a huge business, because the point is, show me someone who's living to 120 and 130 on all of these supplements and stuff like that. No one exists. The people who have crossed 110 are people who have brilliant, natural, clean lifestyles. So it's about time we stop getting fooled with the complexity of the world and what people are trying to sell us in terms of complication and stuff, and start getting back to the basic fundamentals. So period. If you want to prevent Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's, sleep is one of the most important ingredients. Like I said, there are others. A sedentary lifestyle is also linked with Alzheimer's and dementia. Poor food, ultra-processed food, too much of white sugar, refined foods is also linked with that. Poor emotional health, suppressed emotions, chronic anger is also linked with that. But today we're talking about sleep. Now here's the magic. How does sleep work for it? When the human body detoxifies, there's a lymphatic system. The job of the lymphatic system is to drain out lymph and dirt. Think of it as the gutter system in the human body. That's for the body. How does the brain detox? While you sleep. There is no brain detox program. It is while you sleep. While you sleep, your brain can shrink up to 60%. While it shrinks, it allows for more space between these neurons where there is a possible buildup of plaque, which is the amyloid proteins. Now, there's a cerebrospinal fluid that bathes the brain when it's shrunk, literally giving it a bath, literally removing all the toxins from your system. Simple. Nature, intelligence built into you. All right? Now, what happens when you're sleep deprived? You don't turn on the glymphatic system, which is the brain's ability to detoxify. So what do you have? A toxic buildup. One night is fine. 2 nights is fine. 1 week is fine. The body's resilient. But now when it's chronic, you have a buildup of toxins. Where is it going? You can't poop out of your brain, can you? No. That's the lower part of your body, below the neck. Accumulate waste, poop it out between your eyes, your nose, sweat, all of that. The brain, it doesn't have those abilities to do it. It is only the glymphatic system that gets activated when you sleep deeply. So you need to understand. Now, a lot of you will say, oh, my teenagers, they're partying all the time, they're going out. No, don't worry about that. There are phases. There are phases in life. Otherwise, every teenager who parties and studies late will have a brain cancer, Alzheimer's. It doesn't work that way. At that phase in your life, you're fine. But now you push it. You cross that set point. Even a teenager, you cross that set point. Okay? You're doing it every night. You're sleep deprived every night. You are going to have problems. It's going to start off with hormonal problems, PCOS, weight gain, juvenile diabetes, full-blown adult diabetes, even when you're 18, 19, or 20. You're going to have low testosterone. You're going to have erectile dysfunction. You're going to have every single problem related to chronic sleep deprivation. But when you're a teenager, yes, your body can tolerate sleep deprivation way differently from when you reach your 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. So you got to understand that, yes, from the moment you're born, your body starts to age. It starts to age the moment you're born. That's life, right? Today I pass the day, I'm aging by a day. I'm aging by a day. But we look with a very shallow perspective of aging means old and wrinkled. No, you're aging from the time you're born. How fast you age is the magic. How much inflammation you have, how much sleep you have. So you can see people out there today, Botox with lips and fake stuff and all of that stuff, but you can still guess their age, because no matter what you do, if you're sleep deprived, you can never have that natural glow or that natural beauty. Impossible. You can cover it up with tons of makeup and jobs that both men and women do. The point is, sleep is a natural mechanism in the human body. And now you know how you detox. It's as simple as that, which brings us to the next question, which will be a lot of, but how do I do it? Yes, you can do it. Everyone can do it. The point is, are you willing to do it? We've done tons of videos on how you can improve your sleep. The simplest way is, if you have a really bad sleeping routine, get into bed at the same time, whatever time it is. And make sure you wake up at the same time, no matter how sleepy you are. Okay, so let's say I slept at 10 and I need to wake up at 5. But today I sleep at 1 a.m. I will still wake up at 5 because this will build a sleep pressure on my brain. And it will try to make me get into bed earlier, or when I get into bed at 10 o'clock, I will fall into sleep much, much faster and deeper because of the sleep pressure. This is the easiest way to reset your circadian rhythm and your sleep cycle. Then you have gadgets off, melatonin, all of those things, chamomile tea. That's a smaller part of it. Training your rhythm is the best way to break the cycle. And everyone can do it. It doesn't matter if you're working a night shift, you're a pilot, whatever. The point is, build your rhythm according to the work that you do. But please understand, I think a lot of people in the world are sick and fed up of people only telling you what can go wrong and medicine saying that we don't know why this happens. Of course, people say till date you have doctors saying we don't know why cancer happens. You can't say that because there's research right now which is scientifically written on why cancer happens. Just because it isn't in the curriculum, you don't tell people that you don't know why it's happened. That research has to come to the limelight because it exists. It's all out there. Anyone right now can go into NCBI vaults, they can go into PubMDs and pull up evidence-based, scientifically documented, peer-reviewed studies of why cancer happens, how it happens. You can write about sleep deprivation and learn all of that. And then you wonder, why don't we get to know about this? Yeah, because it comes in the way of profit. There's a huge understanding that chronic sickness is the only profitable business in the world, because you're not an asset if you're healthy and you're not an asset if you're dead. It's all in being chronically sick. And then you start to wake up and realize that making simple lifestyle changes is gold, because it doesn't cost you money, it costs you discipline and consistency. And if you don't do it, you pay the bills later, and you pay with suffering, and you pay with deterioration and ill health. So please understand. And now let's say someone is an Alzheimer's patient or has Parkinson's or dementia. Your sleep is very important, and so is sunshine in the morning and in the evening. And then of course your diet and everything else, because you can slow it down. You can slow down progression. Unless it's a stage where it's progressed too far, that's different. But we can learn from the people who have had to suffer from this because they didn't have the knowledge. But today, we have the knowledge. We have the knowledge, but we lack the action. We lack the discipline, and we lack the consistency. That's up to us. It is up to us. Everyone has a choice to do or not to do, to change or remain the same. Or we have an excuse, or we have a choice. It's up to us. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep, and remember, you care is all about you.